Hi, this is Suzanne Williams with Essential Oils, Health Matters, and Living the Wholesome Life. And we are on week 21, day 5 of our positive, peaceful affirmations that we are doing every day, Monday through Friday. And we are following Dr. Susan Lawton's book that's called Positive Peaceful Growth Calendar. And you can buy that book at Aroma Tools or Oil Life. And it's an amazing book when it comes to combining positive affirmations and music therapy and aromatherapy, essential oils. If you love those things, you're going to love her book. You're going to want to get it. I highly recommend it. Okay, so that said, the affirmation that we've been concentrating on this entire week is, I am drawing to me resources to complement my goals. Have you noticed different things flowing into your life? I have noticed different things flowing into my life, and I'm intentionally praying for certain things to come into my life. And I see that as I'm even just thinking about drawing the resources into my life and I'm contemplating that, I am seeing the things that God has given me, that life is giving me, that my family gives me. I see the things and I am more thankful. What's been your experience as you've started visualizing and contemplating the resources that you need flowing into your life? I'd love to hear about it. Okay, so that was the affirmation for the week, and definitely let's concentrate on that throughout today and through the weekend. Maybe just put it on your phone, just to refer back to it, just to remind ourselves resources are flowing toward us. Okay, the affirmation for today, and today is Friday as I'm taping. Anyway, the affirmation for today is, I am happy with the new rhythm of moving forward every day. I'm going to say that one more time. I am happy with my new rhythm of moving forward every day. A lot of times, I think that we can become blind or desensitized to our forward movement. Like if we feel sometimes that if we're not making giant steps ahead, that we're not moving. And I think that's just not so. I think that as we intentionally try to move in more positive directions, we do. And even if we're baby stepping, even if we're like nano stepping toward a goal of being more positive and whatever other goals we have, I feel like as we really try to be intentional about moving toward our goals, we will get there. And so let's look at our progress. Let's praise our progress. Let's look at the rhythm, right? Sometimes we have a forward and then maybe we have people have different rhythms. Some people like to just do like the slow and steady progress toward their goals, right? Some people are more sprinters and a rest, and sprint and rest and sprint and rest. Whatever your rhythm of life is, when it comes to working towards your goals, let's acknowledge that and let's praise it, and let's be okay with whatever our rhythm of life is. The song that I'm pairing with that today, Dr. Susan Lawton basically paired the song Pocahontas, Colors of the Winds Every Day. But the song that I'm pairing for today is that song, Nobody is Gonna Break My Stride. I think it's actually Breaking My Stride. Anyway, just like I'm in my stride. You know what? If you're a runner, you know how you kind of get into that zone where you're just like feeling so good and you're running? I'm not a runner, so I've just heard about this. Anyway, but you get into that zone where it's just fun, right? We are going to get into the zone of our rhythm of life, and we're going to do what we can to support that. And also just encouraging you as you're in your rhythm of life, definitely doing the Stephen Covey technique of stopping to sharpen your saw on a or on a frequent basis. You're stopping to do things that replenish you, filling your cup, however you want to phrase it, resting, rejuvenating, doing what you need so that you can keep the stride that you want in life. Okay, that's affirmations, and we've already mentioned the song that I'm pairing with it today. Nobody's gonna break my stride. I'll put that in the comments for you if you want to listen to it. I think it's like a song from the 80s. I don't know. Anyway, but going into the aromatherapy, the essential oil blend that we've been diffusing this entire week is 2 drops of ginger, which is the oil of empowerment, 2 drops of Helichrysum, which is the oil for emotional or physical pain, and 2 drops of coriander, which is the oil of integrity, and really helps people who have a hard time putting themselves, who often put other people first and have a hard time of putting themselves equal and working on their own goals. Anyway, on Tuesday we went into the emotional benefits of ginger. On Wednesday we went into the emotional benefits of Helichrysum. On Thursday we went into the emotional benefits of coriander, and today is Friday. I call it Physical Friday, and we are going to delve we're going to delve into these essential oils and learn together some more of the physical gifts that these essential oils can bring to us. So the first essential oil that we are going to be talking about is ginger essential oil. Now, ginger has just been around for millennia and used for millennia. So I love this book. It's called Modern Essentials. I don't think I've ever mentioned it to you before, but I really, really love it because it just has so many different ways on how to use the oils. And I'm reading to you a little bit from this book today. Historical uses of ginger essential oil. Anciently, it's been esteemed as a spice and recognized for its affinity for the digestive system. It's been used in gingerbread for up to 4,000 years. In Greece, the Egyptians used it to ward off epidemics. The Romans used it in their wine for its aphrodisiac powers. The Indians, or from India, anyway, they used it in a tea for upset stomachs. And the Chinese used it in their tonics to strengthen the heart and to relieve head congestion. It was used in Hawaii to scent clothes, to cook with, and to cure indigestion. And the Hawaiians also added it to their shampoos and massage oils. So you can see that worldwide it has been used for so many different purposes. Now, again, the number one reason to use ginger essential oil is very much for the digestive system. It is so good with nausea, from feeling hungover. I don't know, never had that one. Don't drink alcohol, but I studies show that it's good for if you're hungover. It's good for morning sickness, for heartburn, for acid reflux, for constipation, for colic. And we'll talk a little bit more about colic later on. For flatulence and for malabsorption. So if you feel like you're not getting the nutrients that you need, ginger is good. Like what digestive issue have we not named here? I'm sure there might be some, but are you seeing that it is so good for so many digestive issues? Now, I can't not mention the emotional. We know that anything that is used physically is also going to be used emotionally. So if you are if it's good for the physical digestive system, it's also going to be good for those days when you just feel like you are learning a lot and you have a lot to digest, or you have a lot going on in your life and you feel like you have a lot to digest. So again, we're talking about ginger essential oil here. It is great for inflammation, for arthritis and rheumatism. Also, it's good for muscle aches. So if you've had a major workout session, you can use it either preemptively, rubbing it on with a carrier oil before into your muscles to kind of warm them up, and before you exercise, and it's also good for those muscle aches after you've had like a really hard workout. You know, sometimes when you work out really hard and you're sore the next day, ginger essential oil can help with that. It is good for vertigo. It is useful for those who are trying to get over alcoholism. Anytime I learn something that's good to help us get over our different addictions, I love it, love it, love it. Anyway, it's great for people who are suffering with memory loss. Now, ginger, we all know that the citrus oils can make us more photosensitive. So we don't want, like, when I'm talking citrus oils, I'm talking the lemon, lime, bergamot, those grapefruits, those essential oils. If we put them on topically and then we go out in the sun, we can burn more easily. And ginger is an essential oil that also can make people more photosensitive. So I definitely don't recommend putting it onto your skin and then going out into the sun, right? But because it's used digestively, you're mostly going to be putting it on your stomach, and unless you're wearing a bikini out, I think you're going to be safe. Oh, I guess if you put it on your stomach and your eye, because your stomach would be showing. Anyway, don't put it on your stomach if you're going to be out in the sun, okay? You're going to want to wait 10 to 12 hours before going out into the sun if you've put it on any part of your skin that will be exposed to sunlight. Okay, it can actually help increase circulation, and it's super good with hot flashes. Okay. Anyway, on alcoholism, what they say is when you're using that, you can put it in a capsule to help take away the need for the cravings. And it boosts immunity. So ginger is a warming essential oil, and so it can also help with when you feel like you're starting to come down with something. If you have like a cough or a cold, the flu, ginger essential oil can help. And the last gift, physical gift, that I'm going to read to you from my paper, is that it helps to balance our insulin levels, which in turn can help balance our hormones and our blood sugar. So I guess our insulin levels affect both our hormone levels and our blood sugar levels. So I thought that was really, really good to know. I'm going to be reading to you from a lot of different things because I've taken in a lot of different notes from a lot of different places. But moving on to this book, which is Advanced Oil Magic, which I absolutely love. What they have to say about ginger essential oil is that it's antiseptic, it's antispasmodic, which means that it can kind of help stop spasms of involuntary muscles. It's antitussive. Now I had to write all of these things down because I'm not a doctor, and so I had to write down some of what these medical definitions mean. And it means that antitussive means that it helps to prevent or relieve a cough. It's an expectorant, which means it helps us bring up the mucus from our lungs so that it can be expelled. And it is a stomachic, which means that it's promoting to the appetite, and it also assists in digestion. So some of the top uses of ginger essential oil are for nausea or upset stomach. You can use it you can put it in water, or you can use it in a capsule. Now, as I'm talking to you that you can use some of these essential oils internally, I just want to make a disclaimer here. So the only essential oil that I would ever recommend using internally is doTERRA essential oils, because they third-party test every single batch of oils. Every bottle that they have has a batch number on the bottom of your bottle. And you can go to source2you.com and type in your batch number and see every single test that's been done on your essential oil and the results, your batch of essential oils and the results. Now, can you use every single oil that doTERRA makes internally? No. Some are only to be used topically or even aromatically, but you can use many of them internally. And so if you want just a quick way to see if you can use the essential oil that you have internally from doTERRA, you can just see that anything that you can use internally with doTERRA essential oils has a supplement the supplement facts on it. And these are going to be just like the same things that you're going to see on your cereal box, and it's just going to kind of tell you a little bit about them and how to use them. And if you have a supplement facts on your bottle of doTERRA essential oils, you can definitely use that internally. So it's great for vomiting. It's great for constipation. Notice how we're using so many digestive things that it's good for. It's great for immune support. So you can put two drops on the bottoms of your feet, or you can put it in a capsule. You can diffuse it. It's great for cough and congestion. Again, diffusing like 3 to 6 drops. It's great for colds and flu, and people use it in cooking. I have been so wanting, as I've been studying ginger essential oil, I've been like, I need to make gingerbread cookies. Like, when's the last time you had gingerbread cookies? I love gingerbread cookies, and I haven't had it for a while. So I'm super excited to make them, hopefully sometime this weekend. So I always love to share some studies that I found in my research on ginger, on the essential oils. You can go to aromatic science.com, just type in the essential oil that you want to know, hey, I have this essential oil, what's it good for? And it brings up pages after pages of medical studies. Or you can say, hey, I have this issue, what essential oil should I be using for it? And it brings up study after study on what essential oil studies have been done around the world for that condition. Anyway, so here is a study from 2019, the Journal of Anesthesia. Anyway, it says that essential oils, that ginger essential oil can help reduce post-operative nausea and vomiting. Anyway, one study from 2018 from the Journal of Pediatric Oncology Nursing talked about how essential oil in a double-blind study was shown to help reduce chemotherapy-induced nausea in children with cancer. Okay, and there are numerous studies too in this book that talk about, from 1990 and 2006, that talk about how using ginger essential oil can help reduce nausea and vomiting for people who have gone through gynecological surgery. And also how a study from 2001 says how it also helps people who get nauseous and want to vomit and pregnant. That was really good. In pregnancy. So do your own research and due diligence on that, but ginger essential oil seems to be really good. I've also heard that it's good for motion sickness, right? So anytime you're feeling nauseous, just remember ginger essential oil. It has the gift of helping with that. Okay, we are moving on to our second essential oil in our diffuser blend, and that is Helichrysum essential oil, and we are going to be diving deep into the benefits of Helichrysum essential oil. Now, historically, Helichrysum has been used for asthma, bronchitis, whooping cough, headaches, liver ailments, and skin disorders. The French medicinal uses for Helichrysum essential oil are just way too many to even begin talking about. Again, I highly recommend the book Modern Essentials. You could buy it at Aroma Tools, Oil Life, online, probably everywhere. So the physical benefits of Helichrysum are quite different from those of ginger essential oil. So Helichrysum essential oil contains at least two different constituents. One is acetophones, and one is terpenoids, and these compounds have been shown to support the nervous system. Terpenoids have also been found in high levels in frankincense oil, but Helichrysum has some of the highest levels of terpenoids, which is why Helichrysum essential oil is the #1 oil that people recommend for when you are trying to help with nerve degeneration or nerve issues. So, if someone is struggling with Alzheimer's or has had a traumatic brain injury, I would definitely recommend diffusing it. You can also drop 4 drops of Helichrysum essential oil in your hand, rub it together, smell it, rub it on the backs of your hand, neck. Rub it on the backs of your neck. You can also put like a drop of Helichrysum on the roof of your mouth. Again, looking at doTERRA's Helichrysum essential oil, it definitely has the supplement effects on it. That means that not only can you diffuse it, not only can you put it on topically, but you can also take it internally. So, Helichrysum is great at reducing inflammation. It naturally helps to reduce blood pressure, which can reduce the risk of heart attack. And it is very anti-inflammatory and analgesic, which makes it super good for sciatica and arthritis. So you can definitely use Helichrysum in your detox regimens. So, and for that, it's recommended that you put 4 drops in your hand and rub it on the right side of I would do this first. I would first say, okay, where's my rib cage? Where does it end? Okay, and like kind of right where and again, I'm not a doctor, so do your own research on this. But from what I can see, your liver and your gallbladder are kind of on the right side, kind of right where your rib cage ends. So you're going to put 4 drops of Helichrysum essential oil when you're doing your detox stuff, and you're going to go ahead and you're going to rub it onto your liver and gallbladder area, and you're going to detox. That's just going to make all the things that you're kind of detoxing out of your body just be able to be eliminated out of your body more effectively. Now, when we're talking about detoxing, I know this is not the day to talk about emotions, but I just gotta mention this one. And that's that in Chinese medicine, they think that you store anger in your liver and rage in your gallbladder. Is it good to clean those out on a regular basis? Yes. If you're wanting to do that whenever you're detoxing, I would definitely recommend doing that, putting the 4 drops of Helichrysum essential oil, rubbing it together on your hands, and then just rubbing it in again on that where your rib cage ends, rubbing that over your liver and gallbladder area. Okay, it is so good for your skin and for healing and helping to heal wounds. So you can put I've heard of people who put 3 drops of Helichrysum into the moisturizer at night, and then put that onto their face, their hands, their neck, wherever they're trying to work on the issues. And it can help with wrinkles and acne. It can help with scarring. Helichrysum not only helps to prevent scarring, but it can also help to improve the appearance of scars. It can help with sunspots, with age spots, with discolored skin, and again with acne, maybe, and also with acne scarring. It can help with Helichrysum essential oil, can help with stretch marks. Now, if I'm using it for stretch marks or psoriasis, which it can also help for, I would be probably putting a few drops into coconut essential oil and rubbing that into those areas, because coconut essential oil is known to be so good for that too. It blends, if you're using it to help clear and beautify your skin, I would definitely think about adding another flower oil, which are so good for their skin benefits. And I would do like a lavender or a rose. Rose would probably be my number 1 pick to add with Helichrysum to help with those skin clarifying and beautifying issues. Okay, it is also good to helping heal broken bones. It can help with bruising. It's like if someone says what would you do for bruising, I would say lavender and Helichrysum mixed together. That would be amazing to help with bruising. It can help with, I'm going to skip one of the ones that I've mentioned here because I have a story connected with it. It helps with good teeth and gum health. You can, and fresh breath, you can put like a drop of water, gargle that, swallow it, spit it out, whichever. you like to do, but it can help with good oral health. And it can help with heavy metal detoxing, and you can, for that, you can add a couple drops to some coconut oil and just kind of put it over your stomach area. It's also said to be able to help with tinnitus. You can massage that, not in your ear. You're never going to put an essential oil in your ear, but you can massage that around your ear to help with that. And it too can help with alcohol and a healthy liver and healthy pancreas function. So the one thing that I skipped was that it can help stop bleeding. And so now, if I just had a bloody nose, I would definitely not reach for my Helichrysum. I would reach for geranium. It's a less expensive oil, and it's super good at helping to stop bleeding too. But that would be like a super concerning bleeding. So if you put like a drop on your finger and put a drop of it just kind of like underneath your nose, if you're trying to deal with a bloody nose, whatever, that can help. But if you had like a major head that you were trying to heal, I would reach for my Helichrysum and I would see what's happening, and if we need to go to the doctor, I definitely would. But let me just tell you my husband's story on Helichrysum. So he was in the garage and he was putting something away, I think in the attic, and he jumped down from the chair or stool, whatever he was standing on. And as he jumped down, he caught his hand on a staple that was in the roof, like on one of the rafters of the roof, and it tore his hand. And so he came in saying, "Children, tell mom to get the Helichrysum." Of course, this was like the first time we'd ever used Helichrysum. We knew that it was super good for stopping bleeding, and had just never really had the chance to use it for that. And so when he says, "Get the Helichrysum," I'm like, "Oh no, what's going on?" And I kind of start freaking out a little bit. But we get Helichrysum, which we always keep in our first aid kit, and basically with our other essential oils too. And he washed his hand and he put the Helichrysum on, and it was wonderful to help stop the bleeding. And then he just kind of butterfly bandaged and stayed closed. Helichrysum is called liquid stitches, and I think that's something that I want us all to remember, that Helichrysum has a lot of other really good gifts, but again, it's when we go on camping trips, I always bring my Helichrysum, because you just never know what's going to go on. Like when you're away from, or I always try to bring my Helichrysum. There may have been a camping trip where I forgot it. But because when you're away, you just never know what's going to happen, right? You always want to be prepared. So that's definitely one of the essential oils that I keep in my first aid kit. It is expensive. It's going to be an expensive oil, but it's going to be one that I would want every family to have. So that is about Helichrysum, but I want to tell you a little bit more about Helichrysum. So some of the main properties are that it's antibacterial, it's anticatarrhal, and again, for my GEs, I'm not anticatarrhal. Oh, here it is. Medical definition. Anticatarrhal. So it helps to dissolve, eliminate, and prevent the formulation of mucus and inflammation of mucous membranes. It is antispasmodic. Again, it stops spasms of involuntary muscles, and it's mucolytic. So mucolytic, I had to look that one up too. It means it helps dissolve that super thick mucus that people can sometimes get. It helps to loosen and clear mucus from the respiratory lungs. So if you're struggling with just like a ton of congestion, Helichrysum is a good thing to diffuse and reach for. Okay, so top uses. Tissue repair. You can apply it in a carrier, or you can apply it straight to the wound. It's great. Again, we talked about bleeding. It's good for eczema and psoriasis. I would put, again, like 1 to 2 drops in coconut oil and then apply it onto the affected area. And I would do that regularly. You can't just do it once and expect like miracles to happen. You have to be diligent when you're using essential oils. You need to be diligent on how you use them. It's good for shock, which is another reason why you're going to want to keep it in your first aid kit. And it's good for cholesterol. And for that, you can take 1, 2, 3 drops in a capsule, or you can apply it to the bottom of your feet. Now, I wanted to talk about some of the studies that I found on Helichrysum. Just a minute. Okay, so here's a study from 2003 in the Journal of New Microbiology, and it was saying that you know what? Sometimes I print a study and I don't even know what the study means. So it's good for something. I'm sorry. I should have looked into my subject study a little bit better. Here's a study from the from 2014, the Journal of Holistic Nursing, and basically a study on skin reactions of women who are undergoing radiotherapy for breast cancer. And what it found is that it was very good to help protect skin from the effects of radiation. Here's a study on how Helichrysum essential oil can work with to help against mental exhaustion and moderate burnout. So it's from 2013, and it's from the Journal of Alternative and Complementary Medicine. And what they found was that when people used Helichrysum essential oil, they felt less mental exhaustion, and they had less of moderate burnout. So Helichrysum essential oil, it can be amazing. There was a study in 2003 that shows how it's effective against the herpes virus. There is a study in 2007 that showed how it helps to inhibit the HIV-1 replication. And there's a study in 2001 that it helped to inhibit the growth and the formulation of staphylococcus, which I think is the stuff that causes staph infections. Anyway, so that's Helichrysum essential oil. It is amazing. Okay, so the very last essential oil that we're going to be talking about is coriander essential oil. Now, coriander too is one of the essential oils that have been used for millennia. The Chinese have used coriander for dysentery, piles, measles, nausea, toothache, and painful hernias. And it is from Northern Africa, Southern Europe, and Southwestern Asia. And the plant comes from, some people, it has two kind of constituents. The seeds are called coriander, but the leaves of the plant are called cilantro. And they really have very, very different medicinal uses. Coriander has more of an earthy aroma, and cilantro has like a super bright, fresh herbal aroma. Coriander seeds were found in the tomb of like Tutankhamun. They actually found like 1/2 liter of coriander seeds in his tomb. So it's a plant that was used by the ancient Egyptians and ancient peoples around the world. So the physical benefits of coriander is that it can help regulate blood sugar, and it also can help with the metabolism of carbohydrates. It can ease digestive discomfort. So it kind of functions a little bit like ginger. You might be hearing, it's very kind of reminiscent of some of the things that we talked about with ginger. They found that it's great for flatulence, nausea, stomach cramps, and food poisoning. And it is also good for helping to reduce blood pressure. In 2014, published a study on how it was active against salmonella poisoning, which affects people around the world. Or salmonella scares can kind of really scary. So it can help improve cholesterol levels. Study from 2008 from the Journal of Environmental Biology found that coriander can reduce bad cholesterol and increases good cholesterol. It can help with urinary tract infections. It can help support healthy menstrual function. It can help regulate the cycles, and it can also help with bloating and with cramping. So if you haven't found something that's working with your cramps yet, definitely try coriander essential oil. And if you found something else that works with menstrual cramps, go ahead, put that in the comments. We would love to hear about it. It is great for body odor. And with that, you can just put like a drop or two in your water and drink it. Again, as we're looking at the doTERRA coriander oil, it definitely has the supplement facts on it, letting you know that it's completely safe to use internally. And what they found too is that coriander essential oil can be very helpful in recovery programs with those who struggle with anorexia. So what did we learn today when it comes to kind of different disorders? We learned that oh my goodness, that was it Helichrysum? No, I think it was ginger that was good for, oh yeah, it was the ginger that was good for helping to get over alcoholism. And now we've learned that if you struggle with anorexia, that coriander essential oil can help with that. Okay, going on with some of the different things that coriander essential oil can help with. Its main properties are that it's anti-rheumatic, which means that, getting out my medical definitions, that it's used to treat rheumatism. It can help reduce or prevent joint damage, and it can reduce pain and stiffness. Coriander. Okay, it's regenerative, it's sedative, and it is a stomachic. Again, which means it helps promote the appetite and assist in digestion. The top uses for coriander essential oil are diabetes or high blood pressure. And for that, you can combine a drop of cinnamon and juniperberry and coriander in a capsule, and go ahead and take that. It can help against food poisoning. We already kind of talked about that, salmonella poisoning. Talked about how it can help with body odor. It can also help with cartilage injury. So for that, you're going to want to put I always put 5 drops in a tablespoon of coconut oil and rub that into the injured area. It can help with rashes. Remember, because it is sedative, which means it's calming to the body. It can help with muscle aches. So you can put that in a massage oil. Again, I would probably do coconut oil. I love coconut oil. And put a few drops of coriander. Now, coriander is definitely a stronger smell, so you're gonna have to see whether how you like that, but it can help with muscle aches, and people definitely use it in cooking. One of the things that I wanted to mention on coriander essential oil is that because it is sedative, it's very, very high in a compound called linalool. Now, when people think linalool, most people think lavender, because lavender is also very, very high in linalool. Now, lavender is known for, and linalool is known for its ability to calm things down. So if you're anxious, if you have children that are bouncing off the walls, if you can't sleep, then Linalool, which is in lavender, and coriander are both amazing. So most people typically reach for the lavender when they're thinking about calming. But if you, I just wanted to say that if you run out of your lavender, you can also reach instead for your coriander essential oil because it is so high in linalool, is so calming to your system. Okay, so as we're talking about that, the very, very first study that I have on oh, I'm missing some of my studies. Okay, the first study that I have on coriander is actually on anxiety, and what they did is they did a study on mice on anxiety, social interaction, and aggressive behavior. And what they found is that it improved all of those. It lowered the anxiety, it increased the social interaction, and it decreased the aggressive behavior. So if you're in school, if you were a teacher and you are dealing with some students that are aggressive and aren't interacting very, very well, if you are at home, you're a mom, and you just have, maybe you have a lot of boys in your house, or who knows, and you have a lot of aggressive behavior going on. Maybe you're a therapist, and you're working with people that have aggressive issues. Coriander, it can help. Just saying that. Oh, that study was from 2010. It's from the Journal of the International Journal of Phytotherapy and Phytopharmacology. Okay, study on how coriander can help reduce anxiety, increase good positive social interaction, and decrease aggressive behavior. Okay, so we kind of talked about how coriander was so good for for when you're trying to get over things, Anyway, so this is a study from 2019 from the journal Letters in Applied Microbiology. And it basically said how coriander was so good against gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria. So I am not a doctor, but my intuition tells me that if you have a bacteria, they're either gram-positive or gram-negative. Is there a different type of gram something for bacteria? I don't know. But anyway, they were saying that this really helps. It helps when you're dealing with those issues. So here is a study from 2015. It's from the journal Life Sciences, and it talked about how linalool and beta-pinene, both of which coriander has a ton of, are antidepressants. And so it goes on to have a lot of other technical jargon, but the study showed that it was highly antidepressant. And the last study that I wanted to talk about was from 2014 in the journal Physiology and Behavior, and it talked about how the inhalation of coriander essential oil is antidepressant in people, in rats with Alzheimer's. So I don't know how they know that rats are depressed, or how they know that rats have Alzheimer's. I don't know. My guess is that they kind of induce the Alzheimer's or whatever. I don't know how they tell, but these scientists, they obviously know. And they found that coriander had antidepressant effects on rats with Alzheimer's. So if it works with rats, my guess is that it can work with us too. a study, and the last study that I wanted to mention is that in a study from 2001, they found that it can inhibit convulsions in rats. So if you are dealing with that, definitely check out and do your research on coriander essential oil. Okay, so I feel like I have talked to you about all of the different essential oils in our blend. You can see that when God makes a plant, it isn't just good for one thing. Like, he's not going to just make a plant that's good for headaches, nor is he going to just make a plant that's good for your digestive system or that's good for anxiety. No, when God makes a plant, he makes it so that it's going to have multiple health and emotional benefits to you when you're using that plant, when you're using that essential oil that is taken from plants. Okay, so I'm just reminding you again of all the things that we talked about. Ginger essential oil, so good for your digestive system. And it's the oil of empowerment. Helichrysum essential oil, so good for your skin, right? And it is the oil that is also for emotional and physical pain. And then coriander essential oil, we've learned that it's so good for so many things. It's called the oil of integrity. Again, it was good for health, stomach issues, right? To help with digestion, and it was good too with anxiety and depression. Okay, so we're diffusing 2 drops of each of those for the rest of this week. And if you love the diffuser blend, just go ahead, like, keep it up if you find that super works for you. And we're listening today to that song, Nobody's Gonna Break My Pride. I'm sorry. Thank you, Caleb. Nobody's gonna break my stride, because the affirmation for the day is I am happy with a new rhythm of moving forward each day. And that one more time, I am happy with a new rhythm of moving forward each day. And the affirmation for this week that we've been concentrating on is I am drawing to me resources to complement my goals. Isn't life amazing? Isn't life so good? Didn't God put so many things and people in our lives to make our lives better? He did. He gave exactly what we need to fulfill our mission on earth. Hey, this is Susanna Williams with Essential Oils, Health Matters, and Living the Wholesome Life, telling you I know we all have the power within us, with God, to make it a great day. Bye-bye.